Well, welcome to Hamilton County TV. I'm Perry Williams, and as you know, this is, as you can see on the camera here, Jake Gilbert. So it's the Jake Gilbert Show.
Hi, everybody.
Coach. Well, Coach, Avon Orioles came to town, and the first half tie 7-7.
Yeah, it was a little closer than what we wanted. We did not capitalize on some opportunities. Defense played great. The offense had lots of opportunities that we just didn't cash in on. Missed some field goals, had some penalties, very undisciplined on the penalty front, and so that just cost us points, bottom line. So I think allowing 7 on defense, we played great on defense the whole game, but the first half was fine defensively, and special teams other than missed kicks. But yeah, then we just couldn't turn them into points through our offense.
But the one thing about it, after your motivational talk at halftime with the football team, you came back out and scored 28 points and come out victorious 35-21. Let's talk a little bit about some of the adjustments you made and some of the things you talked about at the half.
Yeah, we just added a little clarity to the kind of effort we should play with. So it was maybe a little colorful in there, but I wanted to be crystal clear on what we expected of each other and the amount of discipline that it took to win football games and what we were not showing and what we needed to show. So we used that time to kind of reset, and sure enough, we played great. We got 21 points in that third quarter on offense. We continued to do well on defense. For the game, we finished with 5 takeaways, which is the most we've had around here in a long time. So I was really proud of our defense for forcing takeaways. We blocked a punt. We had really good kickoff returns and punt returns. So everything was great. Just the offense didn't play well in the first half. We picked it up a lot in the second half. Scored 28 in the second half. Obviously, that's a pretty good performance. In the second half, we just pretty stagnant in the first half, but the penalties more than anything else.
Yeah, penalties can absolutely kill you. And it looks like, as far as possession time, you had a possession of the ball 4 seconds more than they did. It came out to 23.52 they had, and you was 23.56. So
we usually lose that. I don't think that's all that important if you're making explosive plays.
Right.
Now, if your offense isn't getting explosive plays, then you might as well possess the ball and give your defense a break. So we were a lot more explosive in the second half. We just still struggling a little bit on first down as an offense, still finding our way there a little bit, but hopefully continue to get better and build on that 28-point second half.
Once again, Garnett, number 8, your running back, had a very good game. 24 carries, 126 yards, 5.3 average.
Yeah.
He's been playing really well.
Well, I thought this was really his best game. So he and Cole Ballard, I just felt like Kendall and Cole played like warriors. So in the first half, I wasn't real happy with the offense, like I mentioned, but those two dudes played with tons of guts and heart and toughness, and they ran the ball well and ran the ball hard and had great ball security, and I felt like they laid it all out there for us. So I was really happy with those two kids. And Kendall, is just sophomore. It's hard to not have that JV year, and to just jump into varsity. And I feel like he's improving and improving fast, and I'm really happy with Kendall right now.
Yeah, that's great. Coach, on the defensive side, looks like about the same old guys that have helped you along all season long. You've had a few guys that have come in there and did some great things, but it's normally led by that senior leadership that you got.
Yeah, I was, again, happiest with the takeaways. Jaden Burneville forced a fumble. That was awesome. Will Byers got kind of a strip sack and fumble recovery. That was great. Andrew Liskey got an interception. There was just, really good activity around the football itself. We got takeaways against Brownsburg, 3 of them. So we are trending in the right way. If we can just continue to take the football away, put a little heat on the quarterback, get an interception here or there, force fumble, it's going to go a long way. Because I do feel like if that part of our game is going well and our special teams continue to play well, that gives the offense breathing room. and that, Cole doesn't have to be perfect. Kendall doesn't have to be perfect. We can get the ball to our receivers and our playmakers, Gabe and Max and all these guys, but it doesn't have to be perfect, So the more breathing room you have as an offense, I think the less pressure, the better those guys can produce.
Yeah, the one thing, and it kind of gets overlooked sometimes in past years, that you've always had a good defense. I mean, they've always played very, very well. It always gets outshined by the explosive offense you've had for the last several years, but your defense has always been a pretty good part of your ball game.
Yeah, we pride ourselves. I'm a defensive head coach. There aren't too many of us out there, but that's kind of a priority of mine personally. I think it's what wins football games, and so we make sure in our players that we have great players over there, and that we give the defense equal practice time as the offense. That's something that not everybody does. We take great pride in that. Our defense was not very strong in the beginning of the year. I do think we're coming on.
Yeah, I think from the first game we did early in the season, I think you're a lot better than you were in the last game that we broadcast. So let's switch gears a little bit, because as usual, the Hoosier Crossroad Conference is not getting any easier.
Excuse me.
You're getting ready to battle the Fishers Tigers on the road down there in Fishers. So let's talk a little bit about them, because they've got a very, very talented running game.
Fishers 5-2, so we're tied. Both conference losses for both of us have been to HSE and Brownsburg. So this is kind of for third place in the conference, so to speak. I think they have a great running game. Those two running backs are excellent. Kobe has been a good add for them this year on the varsity level. Carson Dunn's a great player, so they know how to run the football for sure. We're going to have to somehow, some way shut those guys down a little bit to win the football game. I'm impressed with Fishers. They just have found ways to win games, close games. Last 2 weeks they've been down in the fourth quarter to Avon and Franklin Central and come back and won. And so obviously they have some resiliency and some great character. They lost HSC in overtime by 1. I think it's two pretty evenly matched teams, so it may really come down to that level of character and our will to win.
Yeah, because the one thing about it is that we were talking about it before we started the show, and talking about they've got 2 losses, and it's from Brownsburg and Hamilton Southeastern in overtime. They're both undefeated. Same way with you guys. You've lost to the same opponents, and all 3 of your teams are undefeated. So it's not like you're playing a soft schedule.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Brownsburg's ranked number 1, and HSE's ranked number 3. So, and New Pal beat us. They're arguably the best team we've played. So we know that, but this game will be a prove-it type of game for both teams. I feel like it's going to be a good one. So
yeah,
we're going to have to play great to win, though. They're really good.
Yeah, good. Of course, they got a veteran quarterback that does things right. I mean, he's been there and done that. So, this should be a very good football game. Coach, let's kind of talk a little bit about where you think the program is. And I'm talking your high school program and your middle school on down to freshman, reserves, on down the line, and how you feel like they progressed over this past year.
Yeah, youth numbers are incredible. We started youth playoffs last night. Awesome atmosphere and environment. So we have the most youth football players we've ever had. I feel like that's in great shape. Middle school's doing really well. We're in a little bit different circumstances. In middle school, we're like the Carmel of middle schools. We have 1 middle school, so it's huge, and we win a lot of games. But those are 2 groups that are succeeding, and we have 70-plus players in both 7th grade and in 8th grade. So football is very popular here. Freshmen, JV, and varsity, we're all just around 500, a little above 500. So a little lower than what our standards are. 2 years ago we swept the conference in freshman, JV, and varsity. So not as happy as I generally am. We've got work to do. Now, I would say on the JV and varsity, you know, when you start 6 or 7 sophomores like we're doing, usually your varsity isn't very good, but then also your JV suffers, because if those kids all play JV, then the JV would be great, you know, and so that matters. I understand that, but I feel like our JV's playing good football and battling and fighting. I think our varsity's improving in spots. We got to continue to improve everywhere. Our freshmen, you know, they're just doing okay, but for them, for this particular group, they're doing better than they've done. So I guess I would say we're doing all right. Not as well as we're used to doing. The future's obviously very bright because we're so young on the varsity, but we coach this team right now, you know, and that's how we kind of do it. And I think we can do better than what we've done. I hope these last 2 weeks we really close opponents out on all 3 levels.
Well, Coach, good luck traveling to Fishers this year, and this weekend, and I guess we'll be back here next weekend for your final game at home.
Last one.
So, good luck.
Thank you, sir. Go Rocks.